What can the 80s arcade game Pac-Man tell us about the possible structure of the universe? Can the universe go on forever without limits? And is there an infinite amount of stuff out there? A possible answer to this can be seen in a feature in the Pac-Man maze. To avoid the ghosts, Pac-Man can slip through a passageway on the right and enter in on the left side of the maze. The space on the right side of the maze is connected to the left side. There are only a certain number of ghosts and dots in the maze, and only one Pac-Man. However, from Pac-Man's perspective going through the passageway, he appears to be entering a brand new space that looks exactly like the space he just left, because it is the same space. If he could look far enough ahead, he could even see himself exiting the maze just as he enters from the other side. From his perspective, he can continue traveling right forever without a limit. There is no boundary to his space, although it is a limited area and holds a set amount of ghosts and dots. To describe this 2D space geometrically, we could take the flat maze and bend it into an additional dimension, and connect the left and right edges to make a cylinder. The 3D cylinder shows how the 2D space flows together, creating an endless path through a limited amount of area. We could also put additional passageways along the top and bottom of the maze. Now the 2D space is boundless, both horizontally and vertically, and Pac-Man has no limits on how far he can travel in any direction. To describe this geometrically, we need to take the cylinder and connect the top and bottom edges. Pinching the ends together to make a sphere does remove the edges, but it doesn't replicate the effect that Pac-Man experiences as he goes from the top edge to the bottom edge. Instead, we can connect these edges by bending the cylinder into a donut shape called a torus. A square space can be made boundless by shaping it into a 3D torus. However, what if Pac-Man's maze were a three-dimensional cube? He could have passageways on all 6 sides that connected the left and right sides, the top and bottom sides, and the near and far sides. Again, the space is limited and only contains a finite number of ghosts and dots. But there is no boundary to it, and it's possible to travel on forever in any direction with no limit. To geometrically represent this cube with its sides all connected, we'd have to extend it into an additional spatial dimension. Just as we bent the 2D square into a 3D torus, we could bend a 3D cube into a 4-dimensional torus. Being able to extend into a 4th spatial dimension allows the cube to close in on itself in a way that it couldn't do in just 3D space. It may be tricky to visualize, but our universe could be shaped like a 4-dimensional torus, having no limits and extending on forever, but only containing a finite amount of stuff.